and welcome to today's CALMC Quick Takes video. My name is Jim Coles, and I'm the Executive Director of Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
And I'm Meredith Porterfield, Program Manager for Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
In our previous series of videos, we looked at the interest-based problem-solving process and the steps that are part of that process. Today, we want to look at a problem-solving tool that can be used during the interest-based process as well as at other times, and that's brainstorming.
As Jim said, we're going to be talking about brainstorming. And yes, brainstorming is a tool we use all the time, but what we want is for groups to get the most out of their brainstorming sessions. It's a very easy and a very effective tool at identifying problems, causes, and solutions, and you can quickly identify some new and different ideas to resolve issues rather than relying on a single solution or one person's idea. It's a better opportunity also to actually resolve issues simply because you've got more ideas, you've got more perspectives, because more people are involved. And because more people are involved, you've got greater commitment to the decision-making process. We suggest using a brainstorming process called round robin, simply because it keeps groups focused better and it's a much more efficient use of your time. There's less opportunity for other conversations to take place, as well as, particularly in labor management committees, there's less opportunity for blame finding or finger pointing to take place. It's not dominated by one or a few individuals. It's an opportunity for everybody to participate because you go from one person to the next person getting an idea. So it allows for the less vocal members to speak out as well. Some people are concerned about spontaneity being lost with the round robin process. That's not the case, and we'll talk about that later on in the program. It also helps to develop relationships more because you develop trust levels. As you see people giving ideas and the ideas that they give, it just helps to create that bond or that trust that can occur to create more commitment and more involvement within group.
Let's look at some guidelines for using the round-robin brainstorming process. As with any brainstorming, we suggest that you start with a period of silent generation. This gives everybody on the team a chance to focus on the problem in their own way and in their own time frame. Jot down the ideas that you come up with, and be careful not to critique yourself, because even if an idea is incomplete, other people might be able to fill it in and make it work. Then we'll go around the room, one person at a time, asking each person to give one and only one idea. In this way, everybody has the chance to participate, everybody has a chance to give an idea without anybody dominating the process. Even the quieter members of the group will have that opportunity to present their thoughts. We'll record each idea as exactly as it's presented on a flip chart or a whiteboard. But remember, we do not discuss or critique the ideas during this part of the brainstorming. When we do that, it's easy to get off task. And if we critique, people shut down if they feel like their ideas are being criticized. Remember, what we want is quantity of ideas, a long list. And from that long list, the quality of ideas will emerge. Whenever you brainstorm, be creative. Think outside of the traditional ways, think beyond what you've always done to look for new and better solutions to the problems you're dealing with. If while we're doing the round robin process, you think of an idea that you hadn't, and it's not your turn, jot it down. That way you remember when your turn comes back around, you can give that idea. But remember that if it's your turn and you don't have a new idea, it's okay to pass. Usually when we do this process with the groups, we'll keep coming back to that person that passes in case something has come up as they've worked. Another problem with brainstorming you want to avoid is groups tend to stop too soon. They'll get to that first period of silence and they'll quit. Don't do that, because silence means people are thinking. They may be formulating other ideas, and give them a chance to do that. Allow that silence to continue a bit to make sure that all ideas have been brought up. Once you've been around the table a few times, it's all right to open it up to a popcorn, a traditional style of brainstorming. That'll give everybody a chance to get any other ideas they've got out on the chart paper. We'll make sure that nothing gets lost. Remember also that you can brainstorm at one meeting, then come back at the next meeting and add to the list. In between meetings, you may go out and gather more information. You may talk to your constituents and get their ideas about things that should be on that brainstorm list. Then, once the brainstorming process is done, it's okay to go back and clarify. Ask questions of the people in the group. Make sure that you understand the ideas that they've brought up. You can refine or reword their ideas, but make sure that when you do refine, it's for understanding and the person who gave the idea agrees with what's being said. It's possible to go back and delete items from the list, but only do that if everybody agrees that item should be deleted. We don't want to lose people's ideas. We don't want to look like we're manipulating the process. We're critiquing them as we delete items. We can also combine items, but here's a caution. Only combine items if they are exactly the same. If you have two ideas that are very similar or close to each other, don't combine them unless they're exactly the same, because when you do that, you lose some of the context and perhaps that whole idea can go away. When we use the interest-based process, and we use brainstorming during the interest-based process, if we're brainstorming problems, you can work as a group to decide which problems you want to work on. Come to consensus within your group, how many problems you want to do, which ones you want to start with, and then you can move on through the process. If you're brainstorming options or solutions, your standards that you'll develop later on will help you determine which solutions are best, so don't debate those options during the brainstorming process. That's it for today about brainstorming. We hope we've helped you use brainstorming more effectively. Keep an eye out for future programs on problem-solving techniques. Thanks for joining us.